You are listening to the Booktrospective Podcast, a podcast for all types of books. And even though we read all types of books across all different types of genres, we want to give a disclaimer. Many of our books and a lot of our content sometimes is intended for mature audiences. And we don't believe in censorship, but we do want our listeners to have the opportunity to decide if our episode or podcast is good for them. So with that, let's get into the episode. Hey, it's Dominique.
And Keely.
And you are listening to Booktrospective. And this week we are covering An Embroidery of Souls by Ruby Martinez.
Boop, boop.
We are recording back to back, so I don't have to catch up with Keely or anything, but I'm sure she has another question that she wants to kick off.
I do have a question to kick off this episode. So, if you had the power to thread speak someone's soul, changing one part of it like our heroine does, what tiny tweak would you make to your own soul or someone else's, and why?
Oh.
My answer is, if I could thread speak a trait in which I'm not such a procrastinator, I would do that.
Maybe I would be more of a procrastinator. Maybe I'd have too many threads for...
So let's just swap our threads.
I just need to pull one and then give it... I probably got 10, and the normal person probably has 3. So I probably just need to pull one from that area and give it to somebody else. Oh, that's good. No, I like it. This book is... Keely already the blurb, but this book is special to Keely because she was on a panel earlier this year. I'm sure you guys heard her talking about it, and they picked a bunch of books, and this was the one Keely was going to bat for.
It was my favorite.
Yes, so she has a personal connection, and obviously if you've checked out our bonus episode from whenever that was, it'll be the Wednesday before this, then we sat down with Ruby and talked to her, and got all her thoughts and things on the book and all that good stuff. So all right. Do you have the blurb?
Yes, I do. Excuse me. I'm so tired. Okay.
It's daylight savings.
Yes, I have been thrown off.
It technically is 8:30, but it's only 7:30.
My bedtime.
I know.
Jade can manipulate souls with the tug of a thread. It's up to her and a boy with a soul as bright as the universe to stop a creature on the loose before it claims its next victim in this lush Mexican and German-inspired romantasy. Jade Aguilar can kill a man with nothing more than a needle and thread. Like her mother, a thread speaker in the queendom of Mérecal, she has the unique ability to stitch love, beauty, intelligence, and to unravel even death. When her mother goes missing, the queen orders Jade to find her or to be conscripted into a life of servitude. Lukas Keller is desperate to feed his family and makes a deal with a vicious gang leader. Though he swore never to seek the help of a thread speaker, he is in over his head and it might be his only option. Jade and Lukas form a mistrustful alliance, but as Mérecal erupts into chaos and the killer closes in, they must cling to one another for survival and perhaps something more. From debut author Ruby Martinez comes a wildly romantic, heart-pounding mystery set in a lush, fantastical world inspired by Mexican and German lore.
Okay. So, yes, this is her debut novel. It just came out in August?
September.
So she's actually a therapist by day. So lots of those aspects are in this book. So this follows Jade and Lukas. Jade is a thread speaker, which basically they embroider and stuff like that. But some of it's kind of low stakes, they do tattoos, which gives special abilities or cloaking and stuff like that. But then it can be deadly and it can take the lives, and thread speakers, at least where she lives, are bound to the queen, and so her mom is the main thread speaker, but her mom goes missing. So she's like been missing, and the queen's like, yeah, like what's up? Like you need to take her place. And so she's like asking for more time so she can locate her mom. And so at the same time, we are introduced to Lukas, who is trying to take care of his whole family. He has like a brother and a sister. Still.
Yes.
And then one of his sisters already passed away, and his dad passed away like a few years ago. So he's trying to take care of the family, cannot find work. So he goes to, what's her name? Cora?
Yes.
So, she's like the under queen, basically.
Yeah,
she's
like
a gang leader.
A gang leader, yeah.
Makes me think of like the Viper Queen.
Yeah.
And so he like kind of goes to her for work, and basically they kind of end up like matching up with Jade because there's a killer on the loose who is gouging out eyes and also like stealing souls. So like they are like, you know, kind of pushed together. Lukas is like very nice, but very like has a lot of responsibility. Jade is very introverted and doesn't really leave the house because on top of her abilities, she like struggles with like crowds and things like that. But they start working together to try to figure out like what happened to her mom, who's killing these people, is he gonna have a job, like save his family, and of course we have like a budding romance as well. So this is a standalone, at least for now. So it is nice, and it you know wraps all up in this book. So it's nice for fantasy to get those every now and then. But yeah, if you could describe this book in one word, what would you say?
I would say it is unique.
I would say introspective. Okay. So, triggers?
Yes. Let's see. All right. Our triggers for An Embroidery of Souls. We got death, death of a parent, bullying, classism, violence, grief, animal cruelty, child death, cursing, kidnapping, panic attacks, torture. I don't know if I said that already.
I don't think so.
That's about it.
Yeah.
The sexual content.
Kidnapping. Yeah.
I don't really remember. Yeah. So that's all.
Okay. So if you have not yet read this book and don't wish to be spoiled, you can pause here and come back later. Otherwise, we're going to get started. I'm really flying off the cuff with this one, but it wasn't so long ago that I read it. So, okay. So we open with Jade talking to the queen, who she's very nervous, but she like constantly throughout this book mentions like the appearance of the queen, and she's not like as scary as like she thought she would be, but whatever. So the queen's basically like, yeah, your mom's gone. Her mom's been missing for like a couple of months now, and the queen needs a thread speaker. So yeah, that's your job. And so Jade's like, okay, can I like please have some more time? And the queen gives her 60 more days to like try to find her mom, basically. So at the same time, we're introduced to Lukas. Again, he's trying to figure out work for his family and take care of his family, because he's like, his dad was always like taking care of his family and put himself last and all that. So like Lukas is very self-sacrificing and put himself last, trying to take care of his family. And he ends up going to, I feel like he runs into her before he goes to Cora though.
Yeah.
But I can't remember why they ran into each other.
She's leaving the meeting from the queen.
And she like throws up.
Yeah, I don't know what that was that just came out of her mouth. But she's having a panic attack. I can't remember what he's
doing. But they run into each other.
And he walks her home.
And we learn that there's a killer on the loose who's like gouging out eyes, and like no one really knows what or why or whatever, but it's kind of like pushing people like to be like more religious, but also like going back to like their faith in the crown, because the queen like was kind of like losing that with her people, so like all that stuff's kind of going on. And I can't remember if the queen also wants her to figure that out, but Lukas ends up, so the queen wants her to figure that out. So Lukas goes to Cora Ramos, who is the like under queen. She's like the gang leader, and he's like, yeah, I need a job. And she's like, okay, you can work in like the sex dungeon. She's like, you're cute. And he's like, not that job. He's like, I will, but like, I would prefer not. So she's like, okay, well, actually, I'm not going to hire you. And like her, like people like get tattooed, like they have like a commitment to her. So she's like, okay, well, I'm not even going to officially hire you yet, but like if you can help me figure out who's doing these murders, like you'll be on my good side, basically. So he's like, okay, cool. Need a thread speaker. Like a thread speaker basically sees all, knows all, does all. Even though he doesn't really like thread speakers, because he had a sister named Lena who was really sick and ended up dying, and he had gone to who we will know is Jade's mom, asking for her to help, and she basically was like, no, I can't. And so like he basically has this resentment towards thread speakers and also Jade, like because he feels like Jade like probably knows about it in some way, shape, or form, even though it's like not her fault, but like whatever. So he goes to her, and Jade's basically like, yeah, like it doesn't just work like that. I can't, like, obviously if I could do that, the queen would have just had me do that by now. But so they start like kind of working together, because Jade is like, okay, I will help you with this if you will be like my bodyguard, because again, like he's already run into her once having a panic attack, and like she just needs protect. Like she doesn't do well in crowds. She basically always has a panic attack and gets very overwhelmed and all these things. So they kind of start working together, and she basically is like, if the killer has like a personal connection with the victim, she may be able to like figure out from there. So they basically have to kind of like stalk out bodies so that like they can do that. So they end up finding a body, and that is when Jade realizes like, oh, this is not just a killer, like they are stealing a person's soul. Like that's like a terrible thing. And I can't remember what they call this demon thingy that's killing the
oh gosh, what is it? I can't remember. I'm not finding it.
It's okay. Well, he has a name, but yeah. So it's basically like kind of like a demon thingy that's tied to a person. Like it's created by a person.
Yeah.
So like she starts putting those pieces together. While all of this is going on, they start being tracked. I can't actually remember that. How does the tracker get involved with them? Like I know he catches them at one point, but I was like, I don't even know why he was. I mean, I know why in the end why he was like involved, but does he just like show up one day? Because I know like maybe. We figure out at the end like why he's really involved or whatever, but like
I think so.
Yeah. So they start being hunted by this guy called the Tracker. It's in the name, because he obviously wants a thread speaker to do things for him. Stuff. Yes. So like they evade him once, and they like start putting together like a little inkling, or basically Jade does, that there's another thread speaker involved with what's going on with the murders. So the guy, and I'm terrible with names, that is involved with that is like across the sea. Which is that the Jamon? The Jimmy John Sea. So if you listen to our bonus episode, you'll know why we call it that. So they're like, great, like we're gonna have to like get on a boat and like do this. But so like all throughout this book too, she's like counting that day. She's like, okay, I have like just enough time to like go there, figure it out, and come back before like I have to like figure out like do this thing for the queen. And also she's starting to put together that she thinks her mom has something to do with, she doesn't think her mom is the person who created this demon, but she thinks her mom's disappearance has something to do with that. And Lukas is basically like, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go too, because whatever. So they decide to go, but they get captured by the Tracker. And so the Tracker is basically like, I love this woman, she don't want me no more, I want you to make her love me. And you can, like, thread love, but it's not like, it's essentially like the same thing. Like when they're always like, you can't make someone fall in love with you. Like all the love spells, it's like all of that lore always. Like I can make them like you more, and then maybe it'll make whatever. And so first, like, Jade's like, I'm not doing that. But of course, then they threaten Lukas, so she's like, okay, like, whatever, I'll whatever. So, like, he's, like, kind of, like, keeping her, like, captive and whatever. But she has a plan. So she decides, like, instead of, like, really doing that, she's going to she has to stitch, like, his soul. Because that's what she does. And, like, everything's different colors. Like, yellow is, like, disgust or something. Like red's like love and all of that. So she's
scared the heck
out of me. So she's like doing all that like while Lukas is captured, and they like she gets put like they're in like dungeons next to each other. Like they're on a boat too. Like while all this is going on. So what she ends up doing is she sneaks off enough like thread, and she basically tattoos, and this part I was kind of confused about, but she tattoos the tracker's soul to her and to make it like an actual spell and not just like a tattoo, you have to stitch it into something that's alive. So like leather and or skin. So she stitches a tattoo into her own body. Youch.
Yep.
And yeah. And so she's like able to like use the tracker's abilities for her and Lukas to break free. And luckily, like when they're on the boat, they thought that the tracker was going to take them back home. And so she was like, great, like I'm not even going to be able to hunt down this guy and yada, yada, yada. But he actually didn't. So they're still like on time for like their excursion, basically. So they end up making it to wherever this other like town or whatever is. And they find the other thread speaker, who they thought like was involved somehow with the killer. And they find out that he's not, but actually that the tracker had kidnapped him and made him do work for him. And she learns that the reason her mom went missing was because she went to help this other thread speaker, and he says basically she got shot. They have guns, right?
Yes.
Which I thought was kind of weird. Because it's like all old-timey feeling like fantasy, and then it's like, but we have guns. Very Bryce Quinlan. But yeah, so she gets shot, and he basically leaves her to die because she's like, run, like I came and saved you. So like Jade's basically like, great, my mom's dead. And Jade is actually adopted. And she knows this. Like, her mom, I can't remember, but, like, she adopted her. It's, like, a whole thing. Also, while all this has been going on, her and Lukas are obviously getting, like, closer and closer. But Jade has, like, this big bad secret, which is that she may or may have not have killed Lukas's dad. So, while she wants to keep getting closer to him, she doesn't, like, want to tell him that, obviously. And when they were captured by the tracker, he also kind of put that together because the tracker basically does like nefarious jobs. And so, he knew that. So they talked to so they're staying with the other, thread speaker, and like she's telling Lukas like, you should go back, like you have your family take care of, but obviously he's like, no. She's kind of like, well, I'm just gonna stay here, like I'm not gonna go, I'm gonna run from the queen. And because like wherever they're at now, like they don't have to work for the like queens there or whatever. There are places where thread speakers are essentially free, so she kind of wants to stay there. And what they find out is basically that the tracker is coming back. And what she learned when she was supposed to be doing the tattoo for him is that the woman that he's in love with, they believe, is Cora Ramos. Because the initials were like CR and all these things. So they're kind of like putting together, and they're like, maybe Cora is the one who is in charge of the actual killings, which Lukas is confused because he's like, well, that doesn't make any sense, because like, why would she hire me to look into it if it's her? Like, that doesn't really make sense. So they're still trying to figure all that out. So the tracker comes and is basically like, aha. But it's really kind of it's a trap. They have it set up. So they actually trap him, and they like basically kind of throw him in this dungeon, and they're like, we're going to call the police. The guards, like, they're going to come get you, like your plan's foiled. Ha ha ha. Like, they unmask the villain, whatever. So as they have him, like, kind of, like, captured, Lukas and Jade are, like, canoodling. And he takes her to, like, this little, like, local festival, because also the place that they're in right now, the country, is where he's originally from. And he thinks about how, like, he thinks about his sister Lena, and Jade is like, okay, I like this boy, like, I need to tell him the truth. So she goes to tell him, hey, I killed your dad. But she doesn't get that far. She's like, I need to tell you something. Well, he, in his mind, is like, oh, you knew that I came and asked about, because he still, in his mind, thinks that she was, like, eavesdropping on this conversation. Like, I don't know why he has this made up in his mind.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, you knew that I asked your mom about helping my sister, and she wouldn't. And so, like, he thinks he's like, I've already forgiven you for that. So she goes to tell him, and she's like, I need to tell you something. He's like, oh, I've already forgiven you. Never getting to, like, what the actual communication is. So they're like,
why would she need your forgiveness?
Yeah.
Like,
I was a child. I have nothing to do with that. And why do you just assume that I know every wheeling and dealing that my mom does? Like, I don't know. So whatever. They go to, like, this little summer festival. It's really cute. She, like, faces her fear of crowds. It rains. And they end up, like, hooking up, and now they're in love with each other. Okay. Well, the next morning, he wakes up. She's asleep. He's like, I'm going to go feed the tracker. Because even though they decided, like, we're not ever going to talk to the tracker alone, he's like, well, I'm just going to go down there. Of course, he goes down there, and the tracker immediately is like, oh, by the way, did you know that your girlfriend killed your dad?
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
And also, before he goes down there, these two decided that not only were they going to canoodle, but that they're in love with each other, and that what do they call it? Like a love bond? I don't know. They tattoo each other's souls onto each other. And so, like, as a thread speaker, Jade can't see her own soul. So he, like, depicts her soul to her so that she can, like, choose the colors. She tattoos her soul onto him and vice versa. And now he's gone down here to talk to the tracker, and his heart is broken. So he, like, comes back, he decides, like, he wasn't going to leave. Oh, and basically, like, during this whole time, too, like, he was, like, staying longer than he was supposed to, because she, again, said she wasn't leaving. And so he's like, well, I'm going to stay, like, for 5 days or whatever, and, like, see if you change your mind, yada, yada. So this is, like, the day he's supposed to be leaving anyways. So he, like, goes back, he writes her, like, a letter, basically, and it's like, I am out, I'm bouncing. And he was going to rip out the tattoo, because it's like a patch over his heart. Like, he could have just ripped it out, but he doesn't, because he does like this girl. And he goes to leave. So Jade is like, what happened? So she goes and talks to the tracker, finds out, like, what he did, and then realizes that the tracker has not even really been, like, handcuffed or anything the entire time he's been in this, like, dungeon. He's been pretending to be captive, because this was all a ruse the whole time, because he really wanted to kidnap the other threader back. And what we learn is that the woman that he's in love with is not Cora Ramos. It is the queen, because the queen is the murderer, basically. So he, like, locks her in that dungeon, kidnaps the other threader, and he, like, sells off to, like, go take over the world with the queen, basically. And so Jade is like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what to do. Lukas is already gone. And basically, like, Lukas was going back. He was going to the queen to basically say, like, hey, the killer is this person. So he's going to walk right into a trap, because the queen's the killer. So this turns around, like, very quickly, and I'm not really sure how, but very quickly a few things happen. I can't remember who it was. Was it the threader who sends, like, the note to the lady and is like, check my basement for... Mm-hmm. Yes, so, like, the threader that gets kidnapped, like, sends a note to, like, a neighbor and is like, check my basement for potatoes or something, just so, like, they can let her out. Like, so luckily she does get out, and she's able to go back home. So Lukas goes, he walks right into this trap, and everything is, like, found out. And what we also learn is that the queen, like, several times throughout the book, Jade talks about how the queen looks weird. She's not the way that her mom always described her, intimidating. And that's because the queen has been having, like, an impersonator, because thread speakers can see souls. And so if the queen would have been in front of Jade, she would have been able to tell that it was the queen who was the killer. So, like, we're learning all this. So they throw Lukas in a dungeon, and surprise, surprise, her mom's not dead. She's actually been being held captive by the queen. And they've been trying to lure Jade back. So, like, the queen has been, like, not only has she been, like, held captive, they've been throwing her, like, in this, like, dark box for, like, weeks at a time because she won't, like, rat out her daughter, basically. So they are planning on pinning this whole murder thing on Lukas, like it's all him, and they're going to execute him. So Jade is like, she's going back, and she goes to, I can't remember how she finds this out. Does she just go to Cora? No, she figures it out before she gets to Cora, but I don't remember how she figured it out.
Did she run into...
Because she goes down there and she like makes them let her into the thing, but I can't remember how she figured out this whole thing. I don't know. I don't know. Well, so Jade is like putting a whole plan together. So what Jade figures out on her way back to like save everybody is that the queen had a family when she was younger. And her entire family, like, died in a fire except for her. So, like, she actually wasn't supposed to be the queen. She had an older sister, but she became queen. Well, what Jade puts together is that the queen's sister is actually still alive. And it's Cora Ramos.
Maybe it was a letter.
Maybe it was.
The letter that, from the tracker or something?
Somehow
or
she's able to put that together.
Something like that.
Yeah. Somehow, like... Yeah, so the tracker is actually in love with the queen, and so Cora Ramos is severed. So she decides to go down there, and she basically, like, tells Cora, like, yeah, I know who you are, and she's basically like, we need to take your sister down. So, like, they come up with, like, this, like, whole plan, and basically at the day of the execution, she is going to have Cora come out and be like, huzzah, I am alive, the true queen. And so she's like laying on a roof, very Aelin-esque. And Cora does not show up. Like she's not showing up. So what does she do? She just goes down there and is like,
yeah,
hey, he's innocent. The queen is the killer. Yada yada blah blah. So obviously chaos ensues. And Cora does end up showing up. She's just like very late. Yeah. So then obviously when she shows up, because she's like, the people aren't gonna listen to me, but they'll listen to like you, obviously. So they're like, of course the queen's like, no, this isn't true. So the queen tries to like make a run for it. So Lukas gets freed and they like go and chase after her. Lukas also, right before his execution, was able to free her mom as well. So her mom comes and is like, Jade, we have to go. And she's like, yeah, no, like I have a plan. I'm not going to be scared for the rest of my life. I need to get him free. Okay, so she, like, her and Lukas chase after the queen, and, like, the queen has, like, the little demon thing that's summoned too. So they go in there, and they're, like, they're able to immobilize the queen. They shoot her. But, like, because she has her, like, soul attached to this demon thing, that, like, it's able to, like, I don't know, bring her back
like,
to life. Keep her alive, because her, like, it's almost
because
like...
she's not... It's... Like, she's almost not really alive.
Yeah. It's a Horcrux. Harry Potter fans. You have to kill all the Horcruxes to kill the queen. To kill Voldemort. So that's essentially what it is. Her soul split. So she comes back, and unfortunately, Lukas gets killed. And she's, like, holding him, and they have their big I love you moment, because they hadn't, like, really said that. But because they did their, like, soul bond love thing, Jade can still, like, feel him, and he's dead, but he's not dead. So, what does she do? So she, like, summons up all the courage, whatever, and she's able to take the queen down. We'll just say that. And then she's able to bring Lukas back because of their bond. I feel like the queen, like, has, like, a shrivel moment. No, I'm melting. Kind of moment. So, like, we go to, like, an epilogue, and, oh, wait. Backing way up, also, I forgot, when Lukas is in the dungeon, talking to, her mom, we learn that she did not kill his dad. What happened is that the queen, wanted Lukas's dad killed because he was a part of a resistance, and she wanted Jade to start using her abilities. So Jade like embroidered the soul, but she wasn't. You like basically pull a life string out of it. She didn't do that final step. Her mom did. So like
she had a hand play in it, but wasn't the one that enacted it.
Right. And Lukas is like very upset because he's like, this entire time, like, he's been like very self-sacrificing because his dad was so self-sacrificing. So then to find out that his dad was like a part of a resistance, so he like, yes, it was a good reason, but it also was a selfish thing to put your, like, when you're taking care of your whole family, to put yourself at risk like that, and now you're dead and have left me now in charge for 5 years or however long, and I've been like putting all of my wants and dreams to the side. So he's like really hurt by that, but then like good to find out there's like she didn't really kill him. So like they find all that out. So after the aftermath of this, Cora doesn't really want to be the queen, and what we find out is that the actual queen, I can't remember her actual name. What was it? Celeste? Did I make that up?
No, I don't think you made it up. Maria Celeste.
Yes. But CR, that's why there was confusion too, because she would just go by that. So what we find out is that she basically was a sociopath who always wanted to be queen. Yeah. And Cora never wanted to be queen. And so she would talk to her sister about it, obviously thinking like, oh, this is just like normal talk. And her sister kept trying to like proposition to her parents like, okay, well, I could just be queen. And obviously that's not how that works in a monarchy. So basically they went to like their summer home, and she told Cora to like go out, have a good night, like enjoy yourself. And when Cora came back, she had set the entire house on fire and basically was like, I'm going to let you go, but I never want to see you again. Like, I'm queen now. I'm the top dog. This is mine. And so Cora basically became the underworld queen as her sociopath sister rose to high charts. So that's basically how all that happened. So Cora's basically like, I still don't want to be queen, even though she was of like the underworld. I don't know why it matters, but she decides she's like going to go like kind of see the world, like even though she could have been doing that this whole time, but she didn't.
Right.
So she's like, I'm going to go out and see the world. And she wants Jade to come with her. So of course Jade is like, yes, if Lukas can come. And of course, like, he's like now like doesn't feel entitled to his family. And also when all the stuff went down, Jade went and like got his family out so that the queen wouldn't come after them before like the whole execution thing. So they're like well taken care of and everything's good now. So they decide to sail off with Cora, and that is the end. Rough and dirty.
It was such a good one. I loved this. I love that it was, going back to my one word, unique, because we have a meshing of two very different cultures and a unique magic system. I've not seen embroidery magic.
That was new.
And, you know, our heroine is soft and has anxiety, and it's just different, unique, and I loved it.
I agree. What did you rate it?
I rated it 4.5 embroidered souls.
I gave it 4 embroidered souls. I also really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that it would stand alone. I feel like a lot of times, like in the beginning, I said that a lot of fantasies aren't, which is fine, but it is nice to like have it all wrapped up in one and just
get a break from the
series. And I'm like, everything doesn't have to be a series. So I did really enjoy that. I'm not talking to you. I didn't mean whatever. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I do like the embroidery thing. I feel like is different. I don't know that I've seen that.
Not seen a ton, which, I mean, I have seen a little more here recently, but like you don't see a lot
I feel like
of like fiber arts.
Yeah. The only one I could think of is that one that you guys told me about that I haven't read. The one where they're like, it's not even embroidery. What's that one book where I feel like you and Cam were talking about it, where like they have to put those souls back together, or like they can make anything, but it's like I am butchering this, but it was like, I don't know, the king like died or like was like mentally incapacitated.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Cam read it. Yeah, and he was talking about it. I'm not sure.
And it was something like on the lines of this, I feel like.
Yeah, no, and it was a lot in the panel that I was on, that we were reading those books. There was a lot of, like, fiber arts based stuff. So, like, embroidery and, like, threads. A lot of, like, threads. Not so much embroidery, but I forget, like, some of the other ones, but threads of blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But overall, you know, there's not a lot of fiber arts.
Yeah, that's different, and I like that. I think it's different, and like she said, she, like, incorporated her cultures into it, and all of her therapy work into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think it was nice. I definitely enjoyed it. I read it, like, in 2 days. Like, it was enjoyable to read, and yeah, no.
It was a pretty quick read for me too. Once I started it, I, like, flew through it. I think I got through it in about 2 days as well.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think, and she's writing something else. I don't think anything. It's not. Yeah, this is a standalone, so it's not a sequel. But yes, so she
gave us a little off the books
info.
Yeah. So, I'm super excited about it.
Yes, so. More will be coming. Okay, do we have reviews?
Yes, we do. An Embroidery of Souls is currently at 4.11 stars. 2% are 1-star reviews. 32% are 5-star reviews. There aren't a ton. I mean, there's 113 ratings. But definitely could get more if you guys read the book.
Absolutely.
But okay, we'll start off with a 1-star review. They said, meh. I feel like I've read this story before, or at least a very similar version.
Where?
Right.
Again, I have not.
It did not pull me into the story, and maybe that's why, but I got bored. I don't know how you could have read something
I've never read it.
Similar. I mean, plot. Maybe.
Like, yes, there's a guy and a girl, and then it's a romantasy.
Right.
I mean, whatever. But
but like
the details are different.
So different.
So.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I have 5 stars. Let's see. Okay, the first one is just 1 paragraph, so that's nice.
I'll take it.
5 stars. I picked up this book on a whim, not really knowing what to expect beyond its pretty cover. It blew me away. The magic system is unique and interesting, and I enjoyed the settings. The character growth was good, and I was a sucker for the sweet romance as well. The plot, however, is what had me in a tight grip and did not let go until I finished. There were certain things I did predict, not something that typically bothers me, but there were a ton of surprises as well. Overall, I very much enjoyed the book and look forward to seeing more from this author.
All right. So our next book is Lore of the Wilds by Annalise Sobrano. So we got another fantasy, romantasy. Also a little bit different.
Yeah. By another BIPOC author.
Yeah. So on our list that I have not really been working on for Black Romance Book Fest, reading all kinds of other stuff. In January, I will redirect myself. So that is that. The sequel to that, there is a sequel to that. It's already out. Is it just going to be 2, or is it?
Yeah, it's a duology.
It's a duology. Oh,
but
perfect.
She also, I just got an email today, also has another book coming out. Spring. Let's see. It is coming out summer next year, called Heir of Prophecy. And look at this cover.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
It's giving Harry Potter. All about the connections too. But yeah. We'll be talking about that. I'm actually currently reading the sequel, so we will be talking about that. So hopefully that's a good refresher. Keely should have a lot of details because she really likes this book, so I'm just saying. But yeah, okay, that was all we had for this week. So we will talk to you guys next week. Bye.